Zachary?
How's it going?
Zachary,
God
you're a
bless you,
baby.
Albie.
I am a baby. That's
Great job. Good seeing you.
Thank you very much. Good
Got
seeing
the
you
hat
too.
again.
God bless. All right.
I love that hat,
What's
brother.
up, boys? Well, I figured if Zachary could wear sunglasses indoors, then I can too. I mean, but I ain't going to do it now. What's up, boys? What's up, AD?
How's it going?
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you,
doing
bud.
this, Gleeman.
I don't know what I think of that hat, Pierre.
Oh, it was sitting on the table, so I thought I put it on. Then I had that Viking, but you know what it's like when you wear a mask, man, and you got your glasses. If you wear a mask, that sometimes the glasses fog a little.
But if I had your hair, I would never wear a hat.
Nordo, by the way,
Rube's
fan faithful 9 to noon. Paul Allen, Nordo, the Techie. Every Tuesday, times change. Monday this week because we're betting. Analyzing MLS.
Yeah.
And Nordo, it dawned on me when I was chatting with Barrero and Gerby 2 weeks from today, at this time, 7, 10-ish, 11-ish, whatever. You will be in your new house, not completely settled because you can't possibly be settled on the first day. But anyway, that's 2 weeks from today, man.
No, I couldn't be more excited, guys. And, big thanks, of course. I'm hiding out in my garage because I got my kids inside. Big thanks to AAA Movers for helping getting this thing boxed up and helping done. Now, one thing we need to cover this right away. We did not invite Charge. And do we feel bad about that? I mean, he's stepping in to fill in on a company-paid holiday. But it's a Rube party, right? We needed to include Charge. Should I feel bad about that?
I mean, from my standpoint, representing 9 to noon Productions, it absolutely, first of all, this is a rescheduled Rube party where, I came into it being like, all right, Staylock, you're going to be in, right? No, he had some super special couples thing tonight, so he's out. So Zimmer's out. Kubiak's in. That's cool.
Wait, how am I the only one that got booked twice then? I couldn't get out of the second one?
Twice. You can look at it as booked twice.
Come on, man, you got free time.
To get that beautiful face out there.
Yeah.
And hear the athletic about 18 times.
All right.
You haven't gotten the second cat yet, so you still got time.
You haven't?
Well, no, we do. It's another room.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter that Techie had his second cat. So now you have 2 kitties and a beloved BJ, which doesn't sound like a Minneapolis apartment. It sounds like the Mustang Ranch.
It's going about as well as we expected it to go with the second cat. They just sort of hiss at each other, fight all the time. So it's great over here.
But I wanted to give thanks to Charge because I don't know if you guys knew this. He went through a move a few years ago, and he used AAA, great service. And he also he lended me some of his boxes that he used from AAA. And you can tell they're his because this one is labeled zipper masks. Okay, so
come on, man.
So we know that. And then this one down here, maybe one of the Rubes can tell me what hentai means. I'm not sure what hentai means, but it doesn't sound good.
Why are we doing this?
We got beads and plugs back there, and then I think behind me there's just some kitchen stuff. So I know we didn't.
Think about, just to each their own, but think about the entire bead process.
To each their own.
With the way he's referencing it, I think.
So big thanks to Charge. Yeah. I know that he couldn't be here tonight.
But he threw a tantrum today. Techie.
He did, yeah.
Honestly, in crafting the whole thing both times, I didn't want to clip on Charge. I didn't want to clip on him. You're easier to clip on. You need this stuff more than him. I'm kidding.
It's true, though. Yeah. You're kidding, but only a little bit.
Both sides.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to clip on him. Then he threw a tantrum this morning at 8:59 right in front of the radio show. That's always preferred, right, Nordo? He charges like, it's good to know I'm tier 19 of talent around here, the old stable. Like, what's happening right now? Wow.
And then the best part about it is tier 19 talent. Of course, we adore Charge. This is all in jest. Chad tried to pull a fast one on him and get him to fill in on July 3rd, which is a national holiday.
Love it.
And he agreed to it. until he found out such, and now I'm doing that stuff. So God bless Charch. We adore
Charch hits me today, like, next Friday, you're not in, right? I go, nah, it's a company holiday. And then he goes, well, Abbott asked me to work it. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's whatever. Hey, Techie, what Gary Kubiak's going to be joining us shortly. That's pretty cool.
Yes. Oh, I have a lot of hard-hitting questions for him. Probably even harder hitting than your questions that you have planned for him.
I can't wait to see old mad producer in the middle. What you going to do about that Kirk Cousins piece?
Ooh. Well, where is Kirk? Okay.
How am I supposed to know?
I know that he's private.
What?
I know that's how Kirk rolls. I even get the players. I just want to see a picture of him playing catch with somebody.
Hey,
it could be with one of his kids.
You want to see
him throwing the ball.
You want to see him like hold up the day's newspaper, like proof of life that he's like he's still
Is he being held hostage somewhere? I need to see Kirk.
When you ask me where's Kirk, my initial inclination is to respond by saying, just because your wife makes you share location doesn't mean I have location with Kirk.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about the worst thing I've ever done in my life, sharing location. My God.
Wait, do you really do that?
Yeah, you can do the Find My iPhone thing.
At all times? Like she can just
Gleeman.
Gleeman,
I mean, if beloved BJ shared location with you, it would show
I would be afraid.
Third cushion and a move like 5 times during the day.
Yeah, I don't want. There's some stuff that you just don't want. You don't need to know. Just on either
it's
side.
One of those, like, she could text me and ask me where I am, but and I'm not up to no good or anything like that. But like, she'll text me. She'll be like, "Oh, Chipotle again," and as I'm just stuffing my face in the parking lot. Clearly, versus trying to communicate with me, it's easier for her to just track me via GPS. It sucks. Worst idea ever.
Honey,
don't ever agree to it.
Yeah, it's like she's taken an executive position with Profile by Sanford, and they have an actual chip inside of you to follow you, honey. How many? What'd you do with that burrito bowl and the chips and everything?
I need some fat guy accountability.
I'm gonna help Mouse out real quick. Hold on. Oh wait, here comes Kubiak. I gotta hurry. There he is. Sorry, Mouse. Bobberhat.com. Hey, Coach, what's up?
PA, what's going on?
Hey, welcome to what we call the Rube Party, which is like the word Rube. I mean, you're from down Texas, Houston way. It's a Southern word. Do you know what Rube technically means?
No, I'm gonna pass on that one. You tell me.
Yeah, it's like unsophisticated or something. But I mean, through the history of KFAN, we've had like a Rube relationship with our listeners, and they're fantastic, and there are millions of them. So this is a virtual Rube Party. Up top, next to me is the producer of my show. He's Eric Nordquist. Next to you is a man we call the Twins Techie. He's Aaron Gleeman, writes for The Athletic. And, it's where are you right now? You're in Minnesota, correct?
No, actually, I'm in Texas. I'm sitting in the car with my wife. We went out to dinner, and so I'm trying to figure out how to use all this technology and talk to you guys.
Oh, you're good, man. What'd you have to eat?
Oh, we had a little good Mexican food, down here Texas way. You know how that is.
So would that be down there, Gary? Would it be Papacitos?
Yeah, there are plenty of those, but no, we were at a little local place here I live about 60 miles north of Houston, and so I got a little town out here called Plantersville. So we got our local restaurants that we hang out at. I'm
going to ask you a non-football question. Get out of the way and let my boys do their thing. Gary Kubiak, offensive coordinator, Minnesota Vikings, 4-time Super Bowl champion. That's really cool. It'd be cool if it was 5 times this year with that continuity on offense. But the Belmont, 'Tis the Law. Did you watch?
You know what? I did not get a chance to see it, but I can honestly say I listened to you last night.
What?
How'd you do that? Sitting at home and scrolling through the channels, little TVGs. Saw you call a couple races at Canterbury. You did a great job.
Weird. Thank you, buddy. Hopefully you enjoyed the races.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Techie, you're our guest. Gary Kubiak, Aaron Gleeman, take it away.
Well, I have a baseball question, believe it or not. I read that you were a 2-time All-State baseball player in Texas in high school. So my question is, obviously you went on to play many, many years in the NFL. It worked out okay for you. Or was there ever a point when you were like, maybe I'll give this baseball thing a try?
No, I don't think so. I actually thought I was a good basketball player until all the recruiters came along and they said, no, you're a football player if you want to go to college here. So, I grew up in a day when you kind of played them all. You guys know what I mean. You played every sport, and if you didn't have a baseball game that weekend, you ran track. So, really enjoyed it back in the day, but I think things worked out okay for me. I'm in the right sport, I think.
Hey, Gary, in '94, you got to coach Steve Young. What's Steve like?
Well, he's an amazing person, and I don't have to tell you guys that. Just a very brilliant guy, family guy. I was only with him 1 year, and it was incredible. I mean, the way he played for us that year, I think his QB rating was somewhere around 112 or something. It was amazing feat that year. But Steve was the most accurate player ever coached. You told him where you wanted him to go with the ball, and he was going to go there. And he and Jerry had a great rapport together. When we played together, they just did such a great job week in and week out of getting things done. But Steve's a good man, good person, great for the NFL, and a great family man as well.
Hey, Gary, your son Clint, the quarterback's coach, as a college football player at Colorado State, do you remember the best play he made of his collegiate career? Because if you don't, I have a suggestion.
Is that when he picked off Case to
How about that?
University of Houston?
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah, he's got that picture. He's got that picture all over his house, and he and Case are actually good friends. So they get to rib each other quite a bit. But Case was a great player at University of Houston, and Clint got a couple of chances to play against him. So I know that's something he'll always cherish.
Hey, Gary, two things on that. If he indeed does have a picture, hopefully it's the one back left of the end zone where his vertical was Michael Jordan-like 42. It was unbelievable. And secondly, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe before the interception, didn't he get a 15-yard penalty for whacking Case Keenum?
Yeah, there's some story involved with that. I'm not sure that I know exactly what it is, Paul, but you probably could check with him someday. I bet he could fill you in.
Techie?
So, as a semi-football fan, I'm a baseball guy mostly, but I know you have a rep, Gary, as like a running back guru. Like you turn great running backs, Terrell Davis obviously you had, but also lesser guys you've turned in. Do you feel like it's weird that an ex-quarterback who played like a decade plus in the NFL is now like a guy who can turn running backs and is like offense based around running backs, or is that how you sort of always viewed how an offense should be built?
No, I wouldn't say that. A lot of people ask me that question about running the ball, and I really kind of answer it the same way all the time. I learned from Mike Shanahan. I grew up from Mike, under Mike, and Mike always told me, he said, if you'll be good at something if you're committed to it. And so, growing up in Denver under Mike, we were committed to running the ball. We felt like we had to run the ball to be a good football team and to be a consistent team. So it just became part of like my belief in how you're successful and, what you stand for offensively. So I don't know. I think it's more of a commitment in what we do. And, we got some real good ones there in Minnesota with Dalvin and Matt. And, Boone came on and played really good last year, and Amir. So, we're going to start with running the ball and being physical for Zim. That's what he wants to be. And if we do that well, then we have a chance to make some big plays throwing the ball. So I think it's just more about a commitment than anything else.
Hey, Gary, how does Dalvin look in comparison to your days with another phenomenal back, Arian Foster, down in Houston? What do you like about Dalvin and just hearkening back to your days with Arian and some of the great plays he made?
All these great backs that I've been a part of, whether it's Arian or Terrell Davis, they've all been very bright football players. So that's the thing that stands out with Dalvin with me. I've only been around him 1 year, but he's very smart. He understands offensive football, what you're trying to do, scheme-wise, how you're trying to block things. So I think it starts with that. When those kids understand exactly where this hole should be or this scheme, how it should block out, when they've got that type of an understanding, then their talents really take over. So I think you got to give Dalvin all the credit from that standpoint. He's a very bright young man and a bright player, and can't wait to get back going with him.
Hey Gary, it's fantastic that you've agreed to do this until 10:15 in the evening. So we we have many more questions that I think we'll probably just start back with Houston High School
I don't have that much
and work our
battery
way
left on
out.
my phone.
I'll get some Texas A&M in. Seriously though, very serious question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you ever sit in an antique Corinthian leather chair with like a super cool dimly lit light and draw plays that are like great shallow crosses or new zone plays?
With like a feather ink pen?
Well, I wouldn't say my chair is that nice at the office, Paul, but no, it's interesting with this off season. It's been so crazy. I think I probably could speak for many coaches. I think we're all kind of chomping at the bit to get a chance and go back and be with our players and do what we do, and that's trying to scheme people and trying to give your players a chance to be successful. So, it's been a crazy off season. Hopefully things can get back to normal here and we can get going, get to work and do what we, what we love doing. So I just can't wait to get back, and hopefully a couple of weeks from now we'll be seeing you guys in person.
Hey, Gary, just quickly, as a player or a coach, what is your most just like, boom, what comes to your head? Memorable game against the Minnesota Vikings?
Well, it's easy for me. We were playing the Vikings in the old, the Metrodome, right? Wasn't it called the Metrodome?
Yeah.
And we're playing them there, and we had like a 10-point lead, and Elway got hurt, came out of the game, and I came in, and I threw 2 picks, and Joey Browner ran one back for a touchdown. And so I put a little gas on the fire, and y'all beat us that day. So my memory as a player against you guys was not very damn good. So I'm enjoying coaching.
I was just about to ask if you ever thought, like, what would happen if you got a starting gig. I know playing behind Elway, it made it kind of impossible, but I guess that story you just told kind of says maybe you didn't want one.
Yeah, no, I'll never forget. We ran a little half roll, and I threw an out route, and I got hit by Dolman. I was laying on the ground, and I heard the crowd go crazy. We were playing on the road, so I said, hell, that can't be good. So I looked up, and Joey Browner was running the other way. So it was not a good day.
Hey, ultimately, Gary, what is it like? We're going to be up in the booth calling plays and such, but just having Clint in the mix with you, not only as a father-son relationship, but ultimately collaborators putting this offense together and winning games.
Yeah, it's exciting for me. I mean, as a coach and a dad, he's becoming a really good coach. Did a really good job with Kirk last year. This will be about the 4th or 5th year now that we've kind of worked together in some capacity. But I'll be pulling really hard from him and Rick and Andrew Janoko. I've got some good young coaches on the staff. We got to come together as a group and be as good as we can possibly be. But it gets down to business, and he's doing a good job with those guys and pushing Kirk to be the best player he can be. So, like I said before, I'm just looking forward to getting going again and us all being together so we can get out there and push toward a great season.
I think I think Kevin's going to do a good job with the Cleveland Browns too. I think when I think about Kevin in the first year as a head coach, Stefanski, then back to when you started as a head coach. You came into it with Super Bowl cred. Kevin comes into it with a nice, even-keeled personality like you. But he's just learned so much from so many, from Bevel, through you. It's he's really well equipped to do well.
Paul, we could sit here and talk all night. I think the world of Kevin. He's a great person.
I got time.
Very bright. And the thing about Kevin, Paul, in our business, you have to be able to motivate people, and that's what he does a great job of. You look at the job he did when Zim gave him a chance to be the coordinator. He took a group of guys last year, me included, a group of new coaches together, and put that offense together last year and did a great job. So I'm a big Kevin fan. He's a very good friend. We talk all the time, and being a head coach in this league is a tough gig. But I tell you what, Kevin's ready to do it, and I think we're all rooting for him.
Hey, we got about a minute left with the offensive coordinator. Hagan just infiltrated my house and said, time for 2 more. So let's make it a quick 2. Techie, go.
All right, here's my question. So we just talked about Stefanski. What for fans looking forward to the season, is there one thing you can point to that will be a noticeable difference in terms of the offense compared to last year?
Oh yeah.
You know, that's hard. That's hard to answer. I mean, we all have our personalities and how we call plays, and you know, when it hits the fan, so to speak, you know, the way you start firing as a play caller. So, you know, I'm sure there'll be some difference. You know, scheme wise, I think our beliefs are a lot alike. But I also look at Kirk and I say, okay, Kirk's ready to take more steps forward. You know, Dalvin's ready to take more steps forward. Adam. So I think we can grow really fast here, and hopefully we can catch up Justin very quickly. So I'm just hoping we can take a big step off of the good things that happened last year, and I'm going to sit there and trust Kirk. It's time for him to, you know, take more upon his shoulders and take this team upon his shoulders. So it's my job to make sure he gets a chance to do that, guys.
Hey, Gary, my last one for you is simply enough. When you're in that beautiful leather chair and the light gets dimmed down, feather ink pen, and you're drawing up the next great play, tell me that it includes Irv Smith Jr. because I love Irv and I'm pumped for year 2.
Well, if it doesn't include Irv, I won't be doing many more interviews with you guys. He's a hell of a player, guys. He did a great job last year, and you watch it progress throughout the course of the season. And he's a great young man. He really loves to play. He's had the benefit of being around Rudy every day, so I think that's helped him become a pro. But, you know, guys, we got a lot of weapons, and I just got to put them all in the right place and let them do what they do, and I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, Gary, last one we promised. Because I'm not allowed to walk around the hall, because I haven't been over there to walk around the hallways, I haven't asked this question. It's a simple yes or a no, okay, and that's it. Can Ezra Cleveland play guard if he had to?
Yeah, Paul, we think he's a guy that's given us a lot of flexibility up front. You know, when you look at our group right now, I mean, our starters played well last year. We lost Josh. We're trying to find a way to get better and get stronger. And the thing that Ezra can do is he's right in the middle of the mix from a competition standpoint. Let's not forget about Ole. Let's not forget about Drew Samia. Paul, those guys they take their biggest jump from year 1 to 2 as players. So we feel like we have a lot of flexibility up front. We're still very young up front. So let's let them go compete and see where it all falls and be the best that we can be. But we got a good group of guys.
Everybody say goodbye to Vikings offensive coordinator Gary Kubiak. That's 4 Super Bowl wins from 7 tries. Pasadena City College math indicates 4 wins, 3 L's. Gary, you are the very best. I'm gonna pay the drinking game. God bless you, and we'll talk soon.
All right, guys. Hey, I enjoyed it. Take care. You have a good evening.
See you, bud.
Cheers, Gary.
Hey, Nordo.
Yeah, what's up?
My shirt that I put on that I told you about earlier today, where it was tight. Yeah, that's me from like '99. Where'd you find that?
I mean, I got sources. You don't need to know.
That's one chin terrorism.
Yeah.
Anyway, that shirt that I told you was a large.
It's a baby.
Instead of an XL, yeah.
No, it was an XL. And it was that tight. Are you kidding me? And you know
how's your breathing?
You know who's largely responsible for that? Come over here. Cotton John. We're all Thrones fans here, right?
Johnny!
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Come on down here, man. It's my next door neighbor, Cotton John, referenced frequently on the 9 to noon show. He infiltrated my house. The cotton outside right now is, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I want to drop a BS bomb, but I won't. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Look at the Techie. Look at the Techie. What a good looking chap.
Beautiful.
Guys.
I have no comment on that. Other than I usually make a joke about you need glasses, but I don't know.
You are the king of Boston butts, John.
Oh, you liked it, huh?
Oh, the Boston butt. Oh,
now I got to move on to brisket. Brisket's a little tough.
No, look at me, man. I got moving box with zipper mask logos on it. I will take any and all table scraps.
Hey.
All right.
Anything,
anytime.
So 2 weeks from today, Nordo will be in his western suburb house, about 10 minutes from where you and I live, Cotton John and I. So he, of course, because his house is bigger and worth more than ours.
Of course.
It has a sprinkler system.
Put together.
So
it does have a sprinkler system, yeah.
This morning, he's like, why don't you guys just get sprinkler systems? Honestly, if you were to follow us around with our pattern and routine to keep in the purge, he built a lounge underneath his deck and didn't tell anybody. Then we went over. You've been there, Nordo. Spectacular.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We planted a ton of plants and flowers, and we don't have sprinkler systems. We are our street name hillbillies. So it's the process, Nordo, especially during the shutdown pandemic purge, where it was cathartic and it works. And man, the stuff looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Nordo, you may consider just shutting it off and just becoming a hand waterer yourself, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just gripping the hose and doing it myself. Instead of allowing it to be done by somebody else, to just do it myself.
That's a good euphemism.
Yeah. A quick story. I was at the cabin a couple weeks ago, a week or so ago.
See, the cabin made it sound like it was his.
Oh, no, mother-in-law's.
Yeah,
I heard that bit today.
I have a mother-in-law's cabin too, so it's all good.
It's money. Anyways, I'm going to ask Paul to keep an eye on my 7 spots that I'm in charge of watering for our 2 yards. And I'm laying in bed, 11:38 at night. I got one of those rings on my house, and my wife and I are laying there watching a show. All of a sudden, the ring goes off, and we're freaking out that someone's breaking into the house. And I look at the video. Here comes this guy strolling across with the sprinkler in his hand on his way to do his job.
What's the adult version of an Amber Alert? I mean, look what's happening with that.
I got back from racing.
That guy in your cul-de-sac is a 911 call every time.
And I was so compelled to come through for this man, Cotton John. I was watering his plants at 11:38, Techie.
I can already imagine when he calls 911 and they say, give us a description. And all he'd have to say is only one. It's a unibrow, only one eyebrow. And that's how they would track you down.
Hey, I know we got to wrap it up.
Have a good weekend. Saturdays with Sauce, Grey Duck. What's up, Grey Duck? Spirits.